Welcome to our virtual open house. I'm Chris Post, Boys Latin's headmaster. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. We know that today's event looks a little different, but we hope that by spending some time together, you'll begin to experience the heart and soul of our school, a school that we love, and I think that you might too. And as we begin, I'd like to start with the end in mind. I'd like to set the stage for a moment that might be closer than others, but still seems so far, far away. You see, on the first Saturday of June, in your son's senior year, we'll gather together in front of Williams Hall, our iconic main building on campus. Your son and his classmates will have proceeded out of our alumni house to take their places in front of their families and loved ones and our faculty. Faculty who've known them for 4 years, for 7 years, or in many cases, for their entire school lives. And before the class processes out, I'll remind our seniors of our motto, Esse quam videri, to be rather than to seem. Those words will be so familiar to your son because our motto frames all that we do. I'll ask our seniors one last question. Is the man you saw in the mirror this morning the man that you want to be? You see, our school's singular focus echoes your deepest desires as parents. Here at Boys Latin, we care most of all what kind of man your son will be. Our graduation is a metaphor for our mission, our values, and our institutional purpose. Unlike so many other schools, there are no visiting dignitaries or outside graduation speakers, no long-winded heads of school giving forgettable talks. Instead, at our commencement, we celebrate the journey that each graduate has walked here on Lake Avenue. As each student's name is called, as your son's name is called, he'll stand next to me as he receives his diploma. I'll share a comment about each graduate that I've written with my colleagues, a comment that reflects who your son is and who he aspires to be. Your son will hear the voice of this community reflected back to him. Advisors, teachers, and coaches, teachers from his first days on campus to his final moments as a student here at Boys Latin. In his graduation, we affirm who your son is, his good works, his outstanding effort, the difference he's made in our lives, and most especially, the promise of how he'll make his mark on this world. Why do we do this? Because here at Boys Latin, we're a small school by design, and we leverage the power of our small community. Here, boys are challenged to be multidimensional, not just an artist or a scholar or an athlete. He can be all three and so much more. Unlike larger schools where students compete for limited spots on teams or in the play or within student government, here at Boys Latin, we create space, lots of space, for boys to explore new talents, for boys to pursue their interests, space in which many boys can lead rather than just a few. Why do we do this? Because when your son comes to Boys Latin, he'll be known for who he is today and all he'll be tomorrow. And he'll build confidence. Teachers will get to know him really well. They'll learn what drives him, what books he loves, what his favorite part of the school day is. And your son will be supported not only by faculty, but by his peers. He'll develop lifelong friendships, and he'll discover what community means and have the skills to build it. Because when your son comes to Boys Latin, he'll be challenged to his fullest potential. He'll be encouraged to reach for ever higher standards so he can learn and earn the results of hard work. Our experiential hands-on approach to learning will have him up and moving, collaborating on teams, and applying critical thinking skills to real-world problems. Whether he's working to build a championship-winning robot, collaborating on a multivariate calculus problem, or debating current events, he'll be building the skills that he needs to be successful, not just in college, but in life beyond. When your son comes to Boys Latin, character education will be perhaps the most important part of his education. Guided by timeless values, we're firmly focused on helping each boy hone his character. We believe that the education of boys and the formation of young men has never been more important than it is today. That's why our core values, courage, compassion, and integrity, are woven into everything that we do. Every aspect of school life reflects them. So whether our boys are working on friendships while working on math problems or earning respect regardless of whether they earn or win, they're always learning and earning the rewards of doing what's difficult and what's right. I've worked for more than 25 years in boys' schools, and I've been fortunate to serve as Boys Latin's headmaster for the past 13 years. In all of these experiences, I have to tell you, our faculty is second to none. We're careful to shape a faculty of talented teachers, yes, experts in their areas and fields of study, but more importantly, these are educators who choose to come to Boys Latin because of our shared beliefs in the value of enduring personal relationships. Our faculty understand how boys learn best, and they'll work tirelessly with your son as mentors and advisors, helping him create a vision for himself, a vision that helps him explore his fullest potential, a vision that helps him form resolutions about how to be better, a vision of what it looks like for him to be a man fully alive. As a leader in boys' education, Boys Latin doesn't insist on a narrow or particular understanding of what student success looks like. Boys in our schools don't need to follow any existing order to fit in. Scholars and artists, musicians and athletes all find it the perfect environment to explore, to stretch, and to grow. There's no one size fits all here, because nearly 2 centuries of innovation in all boys education has taught us what it takes to help boys become men of courage, of compassion, and most importantly, men of character. What's best for boys is always at the center of all of our decisions. And that philosophy holds true, especially in the most challenging of times. And we think the results speak for themselves. Our graduates attend Ivy League institutions, small liberal arts colleges, and large research universities. They study at art schools and music conservatories. They're collegiate athletes in a variety of sports. They prepare to serve our country in the nation's service academies. There's no limit to where your son can go. Boys Latin students become successful engineers and journalists, entrepreneurs and professionals, and so much more. But the true mark of a Laker is that he's simply himself, confident in who he is and ready to make a difference.